So, recently we've talked to Mr. Schmalbach about pictures.
We did. Yes, the junior class was recently taking their senior pictures, and I remember when I did that.
Photo op. I just did it, and I think they looked really good.
Yep.
Fixed my hair a few times. He was like, fix that. And I was like,
And I was just like,
no, I had to somber. That was it, somber.
my
I had to go.
my senior pictures were atrocious. But there was this one gem in the bunch.
I can't wait to get mine back in like 3 weeks, I think he said.
Something like that, yeah.
Hopefully they're going to photo touch all the pimples out.
What if you came back, got these pictures, and you had a lettuce in your teeth?
Oh my God, I'd be so upset. I had lunch right before too. Oh my goodness.
What if you had an oregano
All right,
caught up in your tooth?
we're done with this. Schmalbach is talking to us about it, so you guys should go find out more information.
Hello, I'm John Maxine. I'm joined by Mr. Schmalbach, who's going to tell us a little bit about the senior portraits. Mr. Schmalbach, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good. So when are senior portraits going to be taking place this year?
Well, the juniors are getting their senior pictures taken for next year's yearbook and for graduation purposes. It's been going on this week. Today's actually the last day for pictures this year.
Okay. How did students find out about their times and when to come to get their pictures taken?
Everyone got a mailing from LifeTouch at home that had a listing of when their particular appointment time was. The main office sets all that up. They also sent out notes, lists to the teachers so teachers knew when they were. So if students had any questions, they could direct them to when their actual time was.
Okay. And I know you just mentioned who was taking the pictures, but could you say the company is in charge of this again?
Sure. LifeTouch is the company that takes all of our school photos. They do our regular ID pictures. They do senior pictures. They do team pictures for sports. They also do like events like the proms and things like that. So pretty much anything that involves a picture, they're involved in getting it done.
All right. What should students be bringing to these pictures, or do they need to bring anything?
The way that we do them now, because the yearbook involves for guys, they wear a tuxedo. For ladies, they wear a black drape. You actually really don't need to bring a whole lot of anything. The only thing that would need to be brought is a regular button-down shirt for gentlemen if they wanted to get a different picture taken with a tie. Now, that's separate from the yearbook pose. Everyone has to choose a tuxedo picture for guys or a drape shot for girls, but if you want other things, other sets of pictures taken, because there's different packages that you can do. The simplest one would have the yearbook tux or drape pose and a cap and gown shot. That one, there's no sitting fee, there's nothing to bring. They supply the tuxedo stuff, the drape, the cap and gown. For guys, if you want to have a shirt and tie underneath the cap and gown, which always looks nice, you should bring that. But otherwise, you don't really need to bring anything, which actually makes it very easy because you can come in and get it done and be on your way. But you can do much more complex packages. This would be if your parents or your family wanted graduation pictures, you wanted something to put on the mantle to send to grandma in Oklahoma, whatever it might be. So you can do casual shots, you can do more formal shots but with a shirt and tie and suit instead of a tux, and so on. It depends on what it is that you're after.
Okay. So I know you just mentioned all those different packages, but which picture has to be used in the yearbook?
It has to be one of the blue background with either the tuxedo for gentlemen or the black drape for ladies. We started 2 years ago, changed it from the just regular suit for guys and letting students go to other places, because when we looked at it, particularly when we changed the yearbook to color, it really changed how that looks. In some ways, it's a very positive change, but one of the things it did was it becomes much more obvious when somebody has not had a shot professionally taken, that there's different lighting qualities, there's different just the way the head is positioned, what they're wearing, and it became much too jarring. And as seniors, we wanted to look formal. This is a big deal thing, and we really want to commemorate it in a really nice way. So we changed the rule, and we also at the same time, by changing to the tuxedo thing for the guys, it made it very easy because Life Touch provides all that, and we've had an excellent response from students. Almost everyone is getting the pictures taken, whereas before maybe half the class would have it done here, others would go elsewhere. Sometimes we'd have to use ID shots. In black and white, it was hard to tell the difference. You make the picture twice as big and put it in color, it becomes very obvious. So we were extremely pleased at how the senior section looks now that we changed the composition of the pictures.
Okay, so any picture you used in the yearbook has to be done here by Life Touch.
Correct, yeah, we're not letting outside. That way everything has a consistent look to it. It makes it easier on my end as the advisor and the person setting up the book, because I get one disc with everyone's pictures on it before I'd have to scan things here, wait for people to say they were going to bring something. If they didn't bring it, then use an ID shot, and some of those ID shots just didn't look good. And so now it's much better all around.
So should students if they know they want to get one of those different packages, should they be bringing any paperwork or money with them the day of their senior pictures?
I'm no expert in how Life Touch operates as far as purchasing goes. I usually don't see that end of it, but there's nothing to purchase up front, because there's a sitting fee if you go beyond just doing the yearbook cap and gown pose. But other than that, you wouldn't purchase anything until you get your proofs back. You look at the different poses. You say, okay, this one looks good. I'd want to get this one in wallets. This one looks terrible. I never wanted to see the light of day, or whatever. And you make your decisions based on what the proofs look like, and then you would decide, okay, this is the one I want to be the yearbook picture, and so on.
Okay. Now, say a student does get one of those pictures that they don't like. When are retakes going to be that they can use a different one then?
Yeah. People always wondered, why do we do senior pictures in the junior year? And part of that is simply because, the change from end of junior year to the beginning of senior year, there's usually not much in the way of you're not typically growing another foot or whatever. The other thing that it lets us do is it lets us have a set of pictures, and then gives the opportunity, like you asked about, makeups. So what we typically do is there's usually like 2 or 3 days of makeups in November. Students would get another appointment time, and would be set up just like behind us in the auditorium. And they would come down if they want to get another picture taken, or if they never had one taken because they were absent, or maybe they're new to the school or whatever, and then they have an opportunity to make up. Most everything is taken care at that point. Then what I do is I go through all of the pictures taken from all the sessions. I find anyone who hasn't had one taken, and depending on the number of that, then we would discuss if there might be one more makeup day. And then after that, you're out of luck. We've given, it would be a total of over a week and a half, 2 weeks of picture taking time. Should be able to fit it in at that point. But we don't want to leave people out if we can help it. So we do have the retake time. I go through all those things personally to make sure that everyone has one and has the opportunity to get it taken more than once.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Schmalbach?
Just that I want to see everyone in the yearbook. So to me, this is important that everyone comes and gets that picture taken. Like I said, for the yearbook, it doesn't cost anything. They provide the outfit. There really is no particular reason to not get it taken. And the fact is there are some people that may not get it taken for whatever reason, and right now they might not think it's important, but there usually comes a point later on when it's done and too late that they're like, I wish I was in there, and now I'm not, and it can't be undone. So you got the appointment. It's not costing you anything. What are you waiting for? Get down and get your picture taken.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Schmalbach.
You're welcome.
I'm John Maxey, and I just talked with Mr. Schmalbach about senior portraits. Practice that smile, juniors. Now back to the Eagle's Eye.